What's up, sports fans? Get ready for a whirlwind of news, starting with the Indiana Pacers and New York Knicks. The Pacers are on a massive losing streak, heading into a tough matchup at Madison Square Garden. Can they turn things around against a strong Knicks squad? We'll break down all the TV and streaming options so you don't miss a single second. But the action isn't just on the court. We're diving deep into the Knicks' strategy with a mailbag question about how Coach Mike Brown will deploy the currently struggling Mikal Bridges. Is he the key to unlocking this team's full potential? And if you're looking to place a bet or just understand the odds, we've got you covered with picks and predictions for the Pacers versus Knicks game. We'll analyze the line movement and give you the inside scoop on where the sharp money is going for this St. Patrick's Day showdown. Finally, things are heating up off the court as Kendrick Perkins jumps into the fray, defending Jalen Brunson against Stephen A. Smith's criticism. We'll break down the entire debate and what it means for the Knicks' championship aspirations. Stick around for all the details and make sure you're subscribed and hitting that notification bell.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
The Pacers are limping into New York on a 13-game losing streak, but can they defy the odds against the Knicks? Madison Square Garden is set to be electric on St. Patrick's Day as the Indiana Pacers, mired in a 13-game losing skid, visit the New York Knicks. For those looking for expert NBA picks, the atmosphere at MSG and Indiana's injury-plagued roster paint a clear picture. The Knicks are focused, relatively healthy, and playing at home with no major distractions, making this an ideal situation to bet against the Pacers. Indiana has surprisingly performed well against the spread against New York this season, even covering in all three prior meetings, including a close overtime loss as a double-digit underdog. However, the Pacers team that competed so fiercely is nowhere to be found now. They've lost 13 straight since the All-Star break, with their only recent cover coming in a 100-192 home loss to the Knicks. The injury situation for Indiana is dire, with Pascal Siakam out and a lengthy list of questionable players including Micah Potter, Obi Toppin, Ben Shepherd, Quentin Jackson, T.J. McConnell, Andrew Nembhard, Ivica Zubac, and Aaron Nesmith. Facing a spread of 16.5 points against a well-rested, motivated Knicks team at home is a monumental challenge for such a depleted roster. Adding to Indiana's woes, they are playing the first game of a back-to-back, with a home game against the Blazers the next night. This scheduling often leads to coaches managing minutes, making it even harder for them to cover a large spread. The Knicks, meanwhile, are coming off a thrilling comeback victory against Golden State, their third win in a row. With no significant upcoming matchups to look ahead to, they are primed to dominate. This is a perfect opportunity for them to build confidence and showcase their depth, especially with the sting of recent playoff losses to Indiana still fresh. The only real question mark is Jalen Brunson's questionable status due to an ankle issue. If he sits, New York's offense will be impacted, but they remain heavy favorites against an injured Pacers squad. Even without Brunson, their supporting cast is more than capable of covering the spread. The total has dropped to 224.5, a reasonable number given New York's defense and Indiana's tendency to push the pace. Despite their struggles, the Pacers have seen the over hit in 9 of their last 12 games, indicating they often contribute to high-scoring affairs even in losses. Indiana's depleted roster, back-to-back situation, and the hostile MSG environment on St. Patrick's Day make it incredibly difficult to back them against the spread. The Knicks have all the motivation and opportunity for a resounding win. Don't go anywhere, because the drama off the court is just as intense. Next, we'll dive into a heated media debate that could redefine the Knicks season. How will the Knicks deploy a struggling Mikal Bridges? This question is at the heart of the Knicks' current challenges and a major talking point in their latest mailbag. With Mikal Bridges experiencing a dip in performance, the focus shifts to head coach Mike Brown and his strategic decisions. Bridges, acquired in a significant trade, was expected to be a key offensive weapon for the Knicks. However, His recent struggles have led to questions about how his role and usage will be adjusted to maximize his potential and contribute more effectively to the team's success. This involves analyzing offensive schemes, defensive assignments, and potentially integrating him differently into the team's flow to help him regain his confidence and form. The team's overall performance and championship aspirations hinge on their ability to get Bridges back on track. Fans and analysts are closely watching how the coaching staff manages Bridges' situation, with discussions centering on whether he needs more touches, fewer responsibilities, or a different kind of support from his teammates. The success of this strategy will be crucial for the Knicks as they navigate the remainder of the season and head into the playoffs. And speaking of the Knicks' star players, a major debate is erupting off the court. Next, we're breaking down the fiery exchange between Kendrick Perkins and Stephen A. Smith over Jalen Brunson. Can the Pacers defy the odds against the Knicks on St. Patrick's Day? Madison Square Garden is poised for a festive atmosphere, but the Indiana Pacers are limping into this matchup with a 13-game losing streak. This game presents a unique betting opportunity, with the Knicks heavily favored at home on a holiday. The Pacers have historically played the Knicks close, even covering the spread in their previous encounters this season. However, the current iteration of the Pacers is severely shorthanded. Key players are sidelined or questionable, making it a monumental task to compete against a motivated Knicks squad. The Pacers are also on the front end of a back-to-back, further complicating their chances. The betting line reflects this disparity, with the Knicks favored by a significant margin. Despite Indiana's ability to keep games close in the past, the current circumstances suggest a tough night ahead. The total for the game has seen a slight decrease, but Indiana's tendency to play at a faster pace, even in losses, could still push the score over the projected total. The Knicks, coming off a strong performance, are looking to continue their winning ways, and this game presents a perfect opportunity for them to solidify their standing. But the action doesn't stop at the betting window. Coming up, we're dissecting a major sports media feud that has the basketball world buzzing. Kendrick Perkins fiercely defends Jalen Brunson against Stephen A. Smith's criticism. Stephen A. Smith ignited a firestorm by blaming Jalen Brunson for the Knicks' championship aspirations falling short, but Kendrick Perkins is having none of it. Perkins passionately argued that Brunson should never be associated with blame, highlighting his willingness to take a pay cut to build a competitive Knicks roster. He emphasized that Brunson's decision to sign a team-friendly extension was precisely to facilitate moves like acquiring Mikal Bridges. Perkins pointed out that expecting Brunson to shoulder blame for Bridges' current struggles is unfair, especially when Bridges himself hasn't met expectations since his trade from Phoenix. While acknowledging Bridges' needs to improve, Perkins stressed that the roster itself is not the issue. It's about maximizing the talent on hand. Despite the debate, Perkins maintains faith in the Knicks' potential, even suggesting they could reach the NBA Finals. He reiterated that pinning the team's shortcomings on Brunson is misguided, urging focus on player accountability and maximizing the team's ceiling. The conversation underscores the pressure on both Brunson and Bridges as the Knicks push towards the playoffs. And that's a wrap on our top stories for today. But before you go, let's quickly recap the biggest headlines. That was a jam-packed show. We saw the Pacers facing an uphill battle against the Knicks, explored the strategy behind deploying Mikal Bridges, analyzed the betting lines for that massive matchup, and heard Kendrick Perkins go head-to-head with Stephen A. Smith over Jalen Brunson. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more breaking sports news, hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on all these stories. You can also follow us on all our social media channels for even more exclusive content.